Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you the devastating effects that discouragement can have on a child, even when you have no ill intention towards them. Just simple communication where you do A and it leads to B, and B is not good. But you won't even notice, because you'll be distracted with your own feelings about the situation. So this here is my dog, Mala. Come here, baby. Now, I'm only going to do this once because it would literally be cruel to keep doing it. Come here, baby. She missed. She missed again. She'll probably miss 4 or 5 times before she starts feeling bad about herself. And then she won't want to keep doing this. Unless I make it exciting. So if I give it a kick, she'll move further. I gave her a little win there. She actually took it. She gets credit for that one. But if you don't give a kid credit, if you don't give them wins, they don't get encouraged to keep going. They get sad really quick. And because sadness is a new emotion to a person when obviously you're little, it's very difficult to deal with. So if you're a very, for example, competitive parent, you don't throw those encouragements within, you eventually exhaust her emotionally. She won't keep doing it. You see, she's done. Now, obviously, she's just a dog. That's my daughter, though. Oh, one of them. And when you're parenting and you do things like that, incidentally, without meaning to, you can create serious harm because you get like a snowball effect. You get a spiral. What you get is a feedback loop that's growing. And the process is called schismogenesis. Schismogenesis goes way back. It goes back to Gregory Bateson. I discovered schismogenesis independently of him through some bizarre twist of fate, let's say. And I noticed in looking back at my I'm getting nervous here just thinking about it. I'll admit it. Looking back at my memories, I could see the pattern of schismogenesis through the interactions of others. I could see it in my own life. We all go through schismogenesis with some people. When you go through schismogenesis with the people you live with every day, day after day after day, you literally start losing your mind. And it happens in one of several ways, of course, one of those being autism. So that being said, the good news is that it's completely recoverable from. Even in the worst cases, I see hope. The answer lies in accepting the answer that you might be doing something wrong. If you cannot look at yourself, if you cannot look inside yourself and say, hey, what am I doing to my kid? Maybe. Let me just look. If you can't do that, you can't get better. And notice there that I said you, because you as the parent are deeply affected also. This process has no discrimination between parent and child. It's a mutual causal process. So the parent gets affected in this way and the child gets affected in that way. So really, there is no blame. This process is insidious. What it does is it distorts your perceptions. And I'm getting angry just thinking about it, just thinking about how this thing works. It distorts your perceptions and creates all sorts of false motivations for your actions that seem proper. And you will justify them to yourselves on occasion when you spot how wrong they are. But most times, you won't even notice. You will be oblivious to the harm that you're causing without meaning to. If Mala right here were put through that every day, she would go crazy in no time. She would not take it. Gregory Bateson noticed that when they attempted schismogenesis with some dolphins, they had to cut the experiment because they were losing their minds so quick. So I said autism is one of the ways that starts affecting you, but it's not just autism. It's ADHD, it's OCD, it's depression, it's anxiety, it's narcissism. Narcissism is recoverable. Stop stigmatizing narcissism if you want to address it. You will not be able to bring anybody to the table by putting forward hate. Everybody has to step back and see that this is a process that has been affecting entire countries. It's not just one person, it's not just individuals, it's not just stories that you hear in the news about some autistic person. This affects entire nations. So, again, one of these other things apart from narcissism is schizophrenia. Go read Gregory Bates, read all of his books. That's the list. Read all of them. He was right. He noticed that schismogenesis provokes schizophrenia. And if you're exposed to someone who is schizophrenic, please do not start locking people up. That's not the answer. I already got you on that one. But if you are exposed in an unmitigated sense, where the other person is under the person's control and this person is going through episodes, not where they're in a sound state. They're in a sound state, they're in a sound state. That's what it is. But rather where they're going through an episode that's prolonged, that would necessarily include the kids since they would be with them. So then the child will start patterning around that through schizophrenia itself, through autism, through all sorts of things that can happen, bipolarity. But the good thing is that it's all very fixable. It's all very, very fixable. And these are the things that I want to explain. Now, the great difficulty for me, I'll tell you, has been communication. I haven't understood how to put this information forward, but I think I get it now. So I am begging you all to listen. I could be wrong. It could happen, but I doubt it.